You don't wait to be rich to act rich. You don't wait for success to show up before you start carrying yourself like it already lives inside you. Wealth is not something you chase. It's something you embody. It's not about the number in your bank account. It's about the energy you bring into every room, the way you speak, the way you think, the way you move when no one is watching. This is the truth most never understand. Becoming wealthy starts with identity, not income. Who you believe you are determines what you allow yourself to have. And most people silently disqualify themselves without even knowing it. They say things like, "I'm just not the kind of person who gets ahead," or "people like me don't make it." But the truth is, they've never even met the real version of themselves. The version buried underneath fear. The one hidden beneath years of limiting beliefs, small habits, and low expectations. That real self, the millionaire within, is waiting to be claimed, waiting to be lived. Not when things get better, not when opportunities show up, but right now, in this moment, through the choices you make, the habits you build, and the standards you raise. You live it before you have it. You show up like you belong in the room before anyone claps for you. You speak your vision before it's visible. You walk into every day not asking for permission to succeed, but bringing the conviction that it's already done. That's how the world starts to believe in you. When you believe so deeply in yourself that they have no choice but to catch up. Your energy becomes louder than your words. Your presence becomes your proof. This is the shift that changes everything. When you stop chasing money and start becoming the kind of person who attracts it, not because you hustle more, not because you fake confidence, but because you've done the inner work to know your value, see your worth, and carry a vision that's too strong to be shaken by circumstance. You aren't waiting to feel ready. You aren't waiting to feel worthy. You decide you are, and then you move like it's true. Success responds to identity. Abundance follows belief. You don't get what you want. You get what you are. So become it now, not tomorrow, not someday, right now. Start thinking the thoughts a millionaire would think. Start solving problems the way a millionaire would solve them. Start showing up in every situation with the mindset, posture, and emotional discipline of someone who's already there. Because once you start living at that level, reality starts bending to match it. You are not becoming someone new. You are uncovering the version of you that's always been powerful, always been capable, always been worthy. Strip away the doubt, burn the excuses, stand up and step into the life you were built for. Not because it's easy, not because it's guaranteed, but because deep down you know this is who you truly are. What if the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the way you think? Every day you wake up with a choice. To believe in your power or to let it fade. To act from possibility or to settle for the same. And most people never even realize how much control they've handed over to doubt. They carry quiet fears that whisper you'll never make it, and they listen. They shrink their goals, avoid risk, and play safe. Not because they lack talent, but because they've been conditioned to think small. They never stop to ask, what if the way I think is the real prison? What if wealth, success, and freedom were never outside of you, but inside, waiting for permission to come alive? A millionaire isn't defined by the money in their hands. It starts in the mind. It's a mindset, a way of seeing, deciding, and acting. It's the belief that success isn't reserved for the lucky few. It's available to those who claim it. Not wish for it, not wait for it, claim it. And that begins with a radical shift in how you see yourself. You are not limited by your current circumstances. You are limited by your current beliefs. The moment you understand that, everything changes. Because if your thoughts have the power to hold you back, they also have the power to set you free. You have to choose new thoughts, strong thoughts, thoughts that serve your future, not your fear. A true millionaire mindset doesn't entertain excuses. It doesn't give time to doubt. It doesn't seek approval to rise. It says, I decide who I am. I decide where I go. And that decision is made daily, in the silence, when no one is watching, when it's easier to give in than to rise up. That's where champions are built. Not in the spotlight, but in the shadows of relentless self-discipline. If you want to think and act like a millionaire, you must first believe that you are capable of becoming one. Not someday, not if everything goes right, but now, today, as you are. And yes, the road will be hard. The process will stretch you. But the reward is a life you no longer have to escape from. A life on your terms. A life where you don't just survive, you lead, you grow, you impact, and you rise. Stay with this message. Don't scroll past it, because if you let this truth sink in, if you really hear it, it can break the chains that have held you back for years. You are not born to be average. You are not designed to play small. The fire in your gut, the hunger in your heart, that's not noise. That's your potential trying to wake you up. So listen to it, trust it, follow it. Because the journey to becoming a true millionaire doesn't start in your wallet. It starts in your mind. And your mind, your decision, can change everything. You can't wait for permission to want more. You can't apologize for dreaming bigger than the world thinks you should. There comes a moment when desire must stop being polite. It must rise. It must burn. A weak want changes nothing. But a burning desire, that rewrites your life. It's not a casual hope. It's a force. It keeps you awake. It pulls you out of bed when comfort calls. It pushes you through every rejection, every delay, every failure. Because it's not just something you'd like to have. It's something you refuse to live without. Desire is the fuel of every great achievement, not intelligence, not talent, not luck, pure, unshakable desire. It gives birth to focus, to obsession, to unstoppable action. And yet, most people never truly unlock it. They let fear water it down. They listen to voices that say, be realistic or don't want too much. But you are not here to shrink. You are here to set something on fire inside you and never let it go out. Because once that fire is lit, your energy changes. Your choices sharpen. Your environment begins to bend to your will. That's what desire does. It makes the impossible start to look like strategy. It's not enough to kind of want success. You have to want it with your whole body, with your whole heart, with every breath. You have to be willing to give more than you take, to sacrifice comfort for vision, to walk alone if you have to. That's the price of greatness. That's the path of those who rise. It's not easy, it's not fast, but it is worth it. Because once your desire becomes non-negotiable, everything around you starts to shift. Distractions lose their grip. Excuses stop making sense. You don't wait for the perfect time. You move, you build, you persist. You've already felt that hunger before, or that flicker of something more. The problem is, you keep burying it, you keep telling it to wait, but it's not going away. That desire was placed inside you for a reason, not to tease you, to guide you, to demand more from you, to remind you of what you're capable of when you stop holding back. That's your signal, that's your edge. And when you let it lead you, nothing can stop you for long. You don't need approval. You don't need a guarantee. You need a decision, a line in the sand, a refusal to settle. And when your desire is real, when it's not just a thought but a fire, you'll stop quitting on yourself. You'll stop negotiating with your limits. You'll wake up with purpose. You'll move with intensity. You'll speak with clarity. Because now it's not just about wanting success, it's about needing it. This is how transformation begins, not with outside help, but with inner fire. When you stop wishing and start wanting so deeply that nothing else matters, that's when the shift happens. That's when you stop chasing change and start becoming it. Desire without direction leads to frustration. Wanting more is powerful, but knowing exactly what you want sharpens that power into purpose. You can't afford to be vague about your goals. You can't afford to drift through life hoping things fall into place. Success doesn't respond to confusion. It responds to clarity. Every true millionaire starts with a definite purpose, a clear outcome that drives every decision, every thought, every step forward. Without it, energy gets scattered. Focus disappears. Days are spent reacting instead of building. But when your purpose is locked in, you stop asking, what should I do? And start acting with certainty. Your mind needs a target. Without one, it loops in hesitation, fear, and distraction. But the moment you define what you truly want, clearly, specifically, unapologetically, your mind begins to filter reality in a whole new way. You begin to see opportunities where there were only problems. You recognize chances you would have missed. You act faster, speak with more conviction, and move like someone who's already halfway there. This is the power of definite purpose. It turns the ordinary into the unstoppable. It gives your life direction, meaning, and momentum. But here's the truth. Most people don't lack ambition. They lack clarity. They think in blurry goals. I want to be successful. I want more money. But they never define it. They never commit to a real number, a real lifestyle, a real mission. That's why they drift. That's why they struggle. Because the brain can't pursue a target that doesn't exist. You can't hit what you haven't aimed at. You must be precise. You must get honest about what you truly want, not what's safe, not what's acceptable, not what others expect, but what lights you up from the inside. Definiteness of purpose is about full ownership. It says, this is the life I'm building. This is the person I'm becoming. And nothing outside of me decides that. It strips away excuses. It cuts through distractions. And it brings a deep sense of peace, even when things are hard, because you know where you're going. You stop being pulled by other people's agendas. You stop being tossed by doubt. You build discipline around the direction you chose, and that discipline becomes your freedom. When you know your purpose, your standards rise. You no longer tolerate what doesn't serve the vision. You choose habits, thoughts, and environments that align with the outcome. You think longer, you move smarter, and you stop chasing temporary comfort in exchange for lasting impact. That's what a real goal does. It transforms how you show up in the world. Now is the time to define it, write it, own it, feel it. See it so clearly that it burns into your mind. Let it become the lens through which you see every day. Because when your purpose is definite, your power multiplies. You no longer wander. You lead. You no longer guess. You execute. That's how empires are built, by minds locked in on a mission they refuse to let go. Once your purpose is clear, your mind begins to organize around it. But clarity alone is not enough. The world will test your commitment. Distractions will challenge your focus. Fear will whisper doubts, trying to pull you back to what's safe and familiar. This is where most give up, not because their goal was impossible, but because they didn't protect it. They didn't guard their thoughts. And without mental discipline, even the clearest vision fades into frustration. You can't afford to let that happen. If your goal matters, then your mindset must become untouchable. Your thoughts shape your outcomes, not some of the time, every time. The beliefs you entertain, the language you use, the stories you tell yourself, they are either moving you closer to your goal or pulling you further away. There is no neutral ground. That's why you must take full control of your inner dialogue. You must speak to yourself like someone who wins. You must train your mind to expect results, not hope for them. Doubt cannot be the loudest voice in your head anymore. Your self-talk must become a weapon, not a weakness. This doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means choosing to dominate it with the right perspective. It means refusing to let a setback become a sentence. It means interrupting negative thoughts before they gain momentum. Because your thoughts aren't just reflections of your life. They're instructions to your brain. When you repeat fear, you create hesitation. When you repeat power, you create action. And the more often you choose the right thoughts, the faster your results catch up. Mental discipline is not built in comfort. It's built in moments of pressure. When things go wrong, when doubt creeps in, when the goal seems far and the effort feels invisible. Those are the moments that separate the committed from the casual. You have to become the kind of person who keeps thinking like a winner when there's no evidence of success yet. That's when it matters most, not when it's easy, when it's hard. That's where real power is forged. You can train your mind like a muscle. You can condition it to default to strength, to focus, to purpose, but you must be consistent. You must challenge every thought that tells you to quit. You must replace it with one that reminds you why you started. The world will give you plenty of reasons to doubt. Don't let your own mind become one of them. Every day, make the decision to protect your focus. Guard your goals. Speak power over your path. This is not about pretending things are easy. It's about refusing to let difficulty define you. Because once your mind becomes disciplined, everything else becomes possible. The noise fades, the distractions weaken, and what's left is a mind so clear, so strong, so locked in that nothing can shake it. That's how you rise. That's how you win. You think it, you believe it, you live it relentlessly. A disciplined mind means nothing without action. Thought alone won't change your life. Clarity without movement is wasted potential. You can think like a millionaire, speak like one, even feel like one, but until you move like one, your reality stays the same. Action is where transformation becomes visible. It's where beliefs are tested. Dreams don't come alive in your head, they come alive in your habits. You can't build success on intention. You build it on execution, one decision at a time, one bold step at a time. That's how momentum is created. Not by talking, not by waiting, but by doing what others avoid. Massive success is built on consistent action. Not perfect action, not convenient action. Relentless, focused daily effort. The kind of effort that doesn't care how you feel. The kind that shows up even when motivation is gone. Because when your purpose is clear and your mindset is locked in, you no longer wait to be inspired. You become the source of your own drive. You wake up and work not because it's easy, but because it's required. You stop making excuses. You stop negotiating with your goals. You simply execute. Every action you take either reinforces the identity you want or the one you're trying to escape. That's why your habits matter more than your hopes. That's why discipline beats emotion. Most people let their feelings decide their future. They wait for the right mood, the right moment. But high performers act anyway. They show up regardless. They don't let mood determine movement. They know success isn't about how you feel. It's about what you do when feelings fade. Action builds confidence. Every time you follow through, you prove to yourself that you're not the same person anymore. You're not just dreaming, you're building, you're not just wanting, you're working. That shifts something inside you. It rewires your identity. You stop seeing action as effort and start seeing it as freedom, because every step forward, no matter how small, separates you from the person you used to be. You don't need perfect conditions. You need courage. You need to act even when it's messy, even when it's uncertain. That's how power is built. Not in waiting rooms of hesitation, but in the battlefield of daily execution. You don't rise by thinking, you rise by building. Brick by brick, step by step, through failures, through fatigue, through frustration, until your habits reflect the future you're committed to. This is where most give up. Not because they lack talent, but because they stop moving. They let delay become defeat. Don't let that be you. Move. Take the step. Make the call. Launch the idea. Build the skill. Stay in motion. Because when your actions match your ambition, you become unstoppable. And once that shift happens, once you start living with discipline, direction, and execution, your future stops being a fantasy. It becomes inevitable. Action gives life to ambition, but persistence transforms it into reality. The path to true success will never be smooth. It's not meant to be. The obstacles are not signs to stop. They're the tests that prove how much you actually want it. Every challenge you face is a mirror reflecting your level of commitment. Most people quit when things get hard because they mistake struggle for failure. But the truth is, struggle is a signal that you're on the edge of growth. Resistance is part of the process. Pressure reveals potential. You were never supposed to coast through greatness. You were supposed to fight for it. Persistence is not about brute force. It's about unwavering focus. It's the decision to show up again when nothing seems to be working. It's choosing to try one more time when your mind screams for comfort. It's grinding through the repetition, not for the applause, but for the evolution it forces. Every moment you continue, even when you don't feel like it, you're building something permanent inside you. You're proving to yourself that you're not like the rest. You don't fold, you don't run. You rise. You will be tested. You will be ignored, rejected, overlooked, misunderstood. And that's when most people shrink. They let their temporary emotions erase their permanent vision. But not you, because if you want to win like a millionaire, you have to endure like one. You have to be willing to stay in the fire long enough to become unshakable. The world doesn't reward wishers. It rewards warriors. Those who keep moving when there's no light, no cheer, no guarantee. Those who persist when every excuse says, give up. Every time you persist, you grow stronger than your past. You outlast fear. You outwork doubt. You prove to yourself that pain doesn't control you. Purpose does. You start to realize that persistence isn't just a habit. It's a weapon. It separates those who try from those who transform. It's what builds resilience, character, grit. And in the end, it's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you rise after falling, bruised, but still burning with desire. Most people want fast results. They chase hacks, shortcuts, quick wins. But the ones who last, the ones who build real wealth, real strength, real freedom, they understand the long game. They stay patient while staying relentless. They know that persistence isn't about blind repetition. It's about focused adaptation. Learn, adjust, continue. Refuse to stop. Refuse to settle. Refuse to let comfort talk you out of greatness. You are not here to give up. You are here to finish what you started. You are here to push through the silence, the doubt, the fear, until the world has no choice but to recognize your commitment. Because when you keep going, when you persist with everything inside you, you become something rare. You become someone who cannot be broken. And that kind of persistence always leads to victory. Always. Victory doesn't happen the moment you reach the goal. It happens long before, when you decide that nothing will stop you. That decision must be made again and again, not once, not twice, but daily, in silence, in sweat, in the still moments when no one sees the battle. Persistence creates power, but belief gives it fuel. Without belief, your persistence will fade. Without belief, your discipline becomes forced. But when belief is strong, you don't just push through, you move with purpose. You expect results. You demand progress. And the universe begins to respond to that energy. Belief is not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about knowing you are bigger than your circumstances. It's looking at the obstacles in front of you and choosing to see through them. Choosing to believe you're capable, even when the evidence hasn't caught up yet. You can't wait for results to believe. You must believe so strongly that the results begin to follow. Your mind has to go there first, because once it does, your actions will follow. Your energy will shift, and people will feel it. Not because you said something, but because you became something. You become magnetic when you believe deeply, not arrogant, not loud, but grounded, certain, powerful. You walk differently, speak differently, think differently. Because when belief lives inside you, it silences fear. It pushes back doubt. It gives you stamina when your body is tired and clarity when your path is cloudy. This belief isn't something you find, it's something you build. Through repetition, through truth, through reminding yourself every single day why you started, who you are, and where you're going. The world tries to shrink belief. It throws opinions at you. It tells you to be realistic, to stay safe, to lower your expectations. But that advice was never meant for you. You weren't built for small dreams. You weren't wired to live in hesitation. You were made to believe in something greater, something bold, something bigger than what others see. That belief is not foolish. It's necessary. It's what keeps you alive inside when everything around you tells you to slow down. It's what fuels the fire when the winds haven't come yet. Belief must become your default setting, not just when you're winning, but especially when you're losing, because that's when most people turn back. That's when the old identity tries to return. But you don't go back. You hold the line. You remind yourself that the vision wasn't just a dream. It was a decision you committed to, a life you chose. And belief is the thread that holds it all together. Speak belief into your mind. Feed it with thoughts that empower, not shrink. Surround it with actions that reinforce your worth. Let it shape your language, your posture, your decisions. Because when belief becomes your foundation, no storm can shake you. And with every step, every breath, every decision, you move closer to the person you were always meant to become. When belief becomes unshakable, your vision expands. You stop thinking in terms of survival and start thinking in terms of impact. You begin to understand that your success is not just about wealth or freedom. It's about becoming the kind of person who changes everything around them. A true millionaire mindset isn't about counting money. It's about creating value. It's about becoming so resourceful, so focused, so driven that your presence alone creates movement. That shift from wanting to get to deciding to give elevates everything. Your work, your relationships, your mission. You stop chasing outcomes and start building legacies. This level of transformation requires alignment. Your thoughts, your words, your actions, they all must reflect the standard you've set for your life. No more speaking like a victim while dreaming like a leader. No more waiting for permission while holding unlimited potential. You must become the kind of person who embodies the future they desire. Not someday. Not when it's convenient, now. Because when you operate from that place, when your identity matches your ambition, results accelerate. People feel your clarity, they sense your certainty, and opportunities begin to find you. You no longer move with desperation, you move with direction. You stop reacting to life and begin to command it. That's the power of identity. When you believe deeply and act boldly, your entire world shifts. Your time becomes sacred. Your energy becomes intentional. You stop wasting days chasing comfort and start investing them into mastery. This is how high-level creators operate. With purpose, with standards, with focus that doesn't bend under pressure. But you can't carry the old you into the new life you want. The doubts, the excuses, the old habits, they don't fit anymore. If you want to rise, you must release. Let go of the comfort zone that keeps you average. Let go of the people who don't challenge your growth. Let go of the voice inside that tells you to settle. That voice was never on your side. It was built to keep you safe, not successful. You must override it with truth, with power, with the identity of someone who doesn't shrink. You were not born to repeat the same life year after year. You were born to evolve, to expand, to lead. That starts with the standards you set for yourself. No more halfway commitment, no more waiting for external motivation. The time to rise is always now. Every moment wasted is potential buried. And every day you align your thoughts, actions, and identity, you get closer to your ultimate vision. This is your responsibility, not just to yourself, but to everyone you could impact. Playing small serves no one. Hiding your gifts helps no one. The world needs what you carry, but it can only receive it when you fully show up. Lead with purpose, build with belief, act with discipline, and live with the kind of fire that turns vision into reality. This is the path of a true millionaire mind. Relentless, aligned, unstoppable. The most powerful force in your life is the choices you make in every moment. No matter how big the dream or how overwhelming the challenge, your decisions determine the course. You are constantly faced with crossroads, moments where you can choose to move forward or stay in the comfort of the familiar. And while it may seem easy to choose the path of least resistance, true growth lies in the decisions that challenge you to expand beyond what you thought possible. It's not the circumstances that define you. It's the decisions you make when you are in the face of uncertainty, when fear whispers and doubt knocks on your door. When you choose to act in alignment with your vision, you are already becoming the person you need to be. Every decision you make, every step you take, is a testament to who you are becoming. And yet many people choose comfort over courage. They stay within the boundaries of what is known, what is safe. But comfort doesn't create success. Comfort doesn't transform your life. The only thing comfort brings is stagnation, a life lived in mediocrity. If you want extraordinary, you must choose extraordinary. It is in your hands with every decision to either rise or remain where you are. The universe gives you countless opportunities to step into greatness, but it's up to you to grab them, and every time you choose action over hesitation, courage over fear, you claim your future. You begin to rewrite the story of your life. The millionaire mindset is about seeing beyond the obstacles, the doubts, the challenges. It's about understanding that the decisions you make today will shape the person you become tomorrow. Every action you take is an investment in your future. Every decision to keep going when you feel like quitting, every choice to rise when you fall, it adds another brick to the foundation of your success. The power of choice lies in its ability to shape your reality. You have the ability to decide who you are, what you stand for, and where you are going. When you commit to making powerful decisions, the world begins to open up. Opportunities that seem distant begin to feel attainable. You realize that success isn't a matter of luck or chance. It's the natural result of the choices you make, day in and day out. The more decisive you become, the more confidence you build in yourself and your abilities. You stop waiting for perfect circumstances or the right moment. You create them. Because success is not something you stumble upon, it's something you decide to claim, step by step, one decision at a time. Every choice you make either brings you closer to your vision or takes you farther away from it. The key is to stay aligned with your vision, no matter the obstacles, the distractions, the doubts. Choose the path that speaks to the highest version of yourself. Choose the actions that make you feel alive, that propel you forward no matter how difficult the journey may seem. It's not about how many times you fall, it's about the decision to rise every time. And when you make that choice, you will find that there is nothing in this world that can stop you. The decisions you make today will build the life you live tomorrow. So choose wisely, choose powerfully, choose the life you were meant to create. When you begin to see yourself as the person you are becoming, something powerful shifts inside of you. You stop doubting your potential and start trusting your path. The world is not out to get you. Life is not trying to punish you. The obstacles you face are simply stepping stones, guiding you toward the person you are destined to be. But those obstacles only become your stepping stones when you stop running from them and start moving through them. You will never be free of challenges, but with the right mindset, those challenges will fuel your growth rather than hold you back. As you grow, you will encounter people who will doubt you. They will question your decisions. They will try to pull you back into their comfort zone. They will tell you that you're chasing dreams that are too big, too impossible. But that's the exact moment you must dig in your heels and press forward. Their doubts are not yours to carry. Their fear does not have to become your reality. The higher you aim, the more resistance you will face, but resistance is simply a sign that you are on the right track. It means you're doing something important. It means you are no longer settling for less than you are capable of. When you reach for something greater, when you stretch beyond your current limits, you will face discomfort. But the discomfort of growth is temporary. The regret of staying stagnant lasts a lifetime. Each time you push through that discomfort, you build the strength to handle even more. You expand your capacity, and with every expansion, you get closer to the version of yourself that is already successful, already thriving, already living the life you envision. The truth is, success doesn't come from avoiding challenges, it comes from mastering them. Every setback you face is an opportunity to sharpen your focus. Every failure is simply feedback, not a final destination. The millionaire mindset understands that every no is one step closer to a yes. Every time you fall, you learn how to rise higher. And this relentless forward momentum becomes your foundation. Your path is not a straight line. It's a journey of twists and turns, of uphill climbs and sudden drops. But as long as you keep going, as long as you keep moving, the path will reveal itself. Every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to the success you deserve. You are stronger than you think. Your capacity for greatness is far beyond what you have yet imagined. Every moment you delay, every moment you question whether you're enough, you are holding back the power that is already within you. Don't waste another second in fear. Don't hesitate because of what others might think. Every single thing you need to succeed is already inside of you. You have the power, the drive, the ability to create the life you want. But it all starts with believing that you are worthy of that success. You are capable. You are destined for greatness. And with each bold step, you will move closer to making that greatness your reality. The journey will not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. And when you reach the place where you once only dreamed of, you'll look back and realize that every struggle, every challenge, every step forward was part of the blueprint for the success you now live. Great job! You've created something powerful here, filled with emotional depth and motivational energy. Let me know if you'd like to make any revisions or continue refining any part of it. I'm here to help with the next steps. Excellent! If you need any further help or guidance in the future, feel free to reach out. Best of luck with your YouTube project, and may your content inspire many. The world doesn't owe you success. It doesn't owe you anything. But what the world does give you is the opportunity to earn it. Every day you are presented with choices, moments, and opportunities to move closer to the person you are meant to become. Your journey is built by your own hands. It's constructed from the decisions you make, the actions you take, and the belief you hold in your heart. You don't need permission to succeed. You don't need approval from anyone else. All you need is the clarity to recognize that you are the one who holds the key to your own destiny. The only thing that can hold you back is yourself. If you choose to believe in the limitations placed on you by others, you will never break free. If you allow fear to dictate your actions, you will remain confined to a life far less than you are capable of living. You have everything inside you to create the life you desire. But it starts with taking full responsibility for where you are right now. Stop blaming the circumstances. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop looking outside of yourself for the answers. You already know what you need to do. You already have the strength to do it. All that is left is for you to step into that power. There is no magical moment when everything falls into place. There is no guaranteed path to success. What there is, though, is a process built on discipline, resilience, and persistence. When you embrace the grind, when you commit to showing up every single day, no matter how difficult it gets, you start to understand that success is earned, not given. It's in the late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices made when no one else is watching. It's in pushing through the moments when everything within you says to quit, but you choose to keep going anyway. That's where growth happens. That's where true transformation occurs. The millionaire mindset is not about being lucky. It's about recognizing that your thoughts shape your world. Your mindset determines your trajectory. If you think small, you will live small. If you think in terms of obstacles, that's all you will see. But when you train yourself to think in terms of opportunity, when you learn to embrace the challenges as stepping stones rather than barriers, your entire perspective shifts. You start to see every challenge as an invitation to grow, every difficulty as an opportunity to prove to yourself that you are capable of handling more than you ever imagined. This is how you build wealth, not just in terms of money, but in terms of confidence, strength, and self-belief. You create the life you want by showing up every day with purpose, by making decisions that align with the future you are working toward, not the past you're trying to leave behind. You become someone who thrives under pressure, who rises above adversity, and who never settles for less than their full potential. This is how you create the life you deserve. This is how you transform your world from the inside out. You are the one who determines what is possible for you. You are the one who decides how high you will go. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for a sign. Your sign is right here, right now. You are ready. You are capable. And it's time to step into the life you've always dreamed of. Your future starts now.